Hello, my name is Reco McCambry, founder, president, and CEO of Novae, and I'd like to welcome to our free access to capital webinar. Over the course of the next several minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing information that could dramatically transform the trajectory of your business. So it's important to be able to get to a place where you'll be able to take a few notes and you'll really be able to focus in on this information that I'm about to share with you. This is not a quick video. But at the end of the day, if you really study and listen to this information I'm about to provide with you and get excited about the possibilities and ask yourself, does it make sense? Ask yourself, does some of the testimonials that we're going to share, does that make sense? Does the possibility of you being able to build your business bigger than you ever built it before? You know, if all these things make sense and you're truly ready to take your business to the next level, I believe at the end of this webinar, you're going to be able to you're going to be ready to make things happen. So let's go ahead and jump right into it because I have a lot of information to cover in a short period of time. But I am truly convinced and I truly believe that today is going to be the day. Today is going to be the day that you're going to get inspired. Today is going to be the day that you're going to get educated and also equipped to take the steps necessary to help you start succeeding on another level. Now, traditionally, there's 4 different ways that you fund your business. Number one is debt financing. And most of us were raised to believe that debt is bad. You know, you just don't go into debt. And it's incredibly important to understand that that is true when it comes to bad debt. But when it comes to you being able to leverage other people's money, you can actually expand and become successful. This is the way that you actually capitalize on capitalism in the United States of America, is being able to have access and to be able to gain debt financing. Now, another way to finance your business is called equity financing. And if any of you ever seen Shark Tank before, where you know, a business owner goes on, they have a presentation and they ask for a certain amount of money in exchange for a percentage equity ownership in their business. You approach an investor, you need $1 million and you're willing to give them 40% of your company. Now, although this is a pretty neat way for you to be able to obtain financing, it's really not recommended in the beginning if you can find financing in other ways. However, this is an option. Now, the third way to fund your business is the way most business owners fund their business. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out very well. And that's called retained earnings. You probably heard the term bootstrapping. That's when you're getting started. You don't have money from anywhere else. And literally what you're doing is starting to make money in your business, and whatever profits you have, you take those profits and you reinvest them back into your business. Now, the bottom line is that's a great thing to do. However, if you don't have enough money to pay your personal bills, also to be able to pay your company bills, you're not going to have enough money to put back into the company. And one of the reasons why most businesses fail is because they try to fund their business ongoing from retained earnings. So we want to be able to put you in a position where you don't have to worry about giving away equity. We want to put you in a position where you don't have to worry about just operating from profits, so you can be able to scale and have the capacity you need. Now, the fourth and final way to fund your business traditionally is grants, right? Everyone loves free money. Everyone wants to figure out, how can I get approved for a grant so the government will be able to give me money that I don't have to pay back? That's right. Grants you do not have to pay back. And we're going to talk about grants here shortly to tell you about, well, what do you need to be able to get those, and how do you access more information on getting grants, because everyone wants free money. So we're going to talk about how to go about doing that. But why do you need to make sure you stay tuned until the end of this time that I'm going to share here with you? You know, why do you need to make sure you're somewhere quiet so you can take some notes and so you can make sure you truly benefit from this information? You know, whether you decide to do business with Novae or not, okay, after today, you're going to be able to take this information and truly start succeeding on another level, right? So I want you to be serious about this. Don't just think, hey, I need 15 minutes. Give me the meat and the potatoes, right? No, I want you to take the next several minutes and really listen to what I'm talking about. Take it in, take some notes, and get ready to make a decision that's going to change your life. Trust me, it's happened for me, and it's happened for thousands of other people across this country where they've been able to expand simply because they learned from this information that I'm giving right here. Okay, we're going to talk about sources for business funding and also business grants. So you definitely need to pay attention. We're also going to be talking about how do you start building business credit right now, right? It's important that if you want to get business funding and you want to continue to get funding over time without having to really depress your personal financial situation, you got to be able to build business credit. So we're going to start talking about how you can start doing that today. I'm also going to talk about the difference between business credit and personal credit. It's important to understand that, again, if you want to expand and you want to grow effectively and not put yourself in a position where you jeopardize your personal finances, you need to start building business credit separate from your personal credit. Also, we're going to talk about how to get a business funding guarantee, right? It's important that when you get started with an organization that say they're going to help you do something, you want to figure out what kind of guarantees can they make to make you feel more comfortable with making that decision. What we're going to do is give you a business funding guarantee today. Also, we're going to talk about the exact steps and tiers of credit to apply for and when. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint, right, for you to be able to do it yourself. Whether you decide to work with us or not, I'm going to give you the blueprint so you can even do it yourself. We're also going to talk about 10 mandatory items to get business credit approval. It's incredibly important to understand, how do I properly build business legitimacy? How do I properly become fundable, right? And the way you do that is making sure you build a cohesive plan and work through it in order to check all the boxes so the lender can make sure they put you in that approved stack. Also, we're going to talk about some business credit hacks to be able to improve cash flow and credit. And then also what I'm going to do is provide you with a free grant search platform, even before I get into this information, so you can know how to access, this free money that we're talking about. Now, before I jump into everything, I just wanted to give you some basic information about who we are as a company. Novae, the credit and money company. Novae actually means new beginnings. All right. So we actually want to put people, in a position to have a new start, a new beginning when they get started, so they can take things to another level, despite what may have happened to them in their past. We're actually a fintech company, and we provide greater access to credit, capital, and entrepreneurship for underserved communities nationwide. Now, we serve all communities, but we have a special interest at making sure we serve those who have been underserved. When we talk about credit and money, we actually specialize in credit building. Individuals that need their personal credit improved, right, and need education there, we have services, AI services and credit services partners to be able to help people build their personal credit scores. And also we have software, right, and individuals to help businesses build their business credit scores. And why do people want to build their credit scores? So they can get access to capital. All right, we have a platform where you can actually get access to several different lenders with one application and a soft pull on your credit to be able to get personal loans. We have relationships with more than 100 lenders on the business funding side. So if individuals own a business and they want business funding, we're not talking about personal loans, but business funding, they'll be able to access that because they've been able to build their credit. And now we have hundreds of lenders for them to be able, over 100 lenders for them to be able to access through our platform. So no matter if they need personal loans, business funding, and a free search grants platform. All right, if you're looking for government grants, we have that as well. Fortunately, we also have programs for individuals who had credit, got money, and maybe they find themselves a little over leveraged. So they need help to get out of debt. All right, and we have options where people can get out of debt relatively quickly, also lowering their payments and not having to go into bankruptcy. Okay, so we're not an advocate for somebody going into bankruptcy, wrecking their credit for years on end, where they can actually fix their situation within 6 to 18 months and being able to increase their cash flow. And I'm not just talking about individuals, but I'm also talking about businesses. Okay, we're helping individuals eliminate their debt anywhere from 50 to 90%. And then we focus on entrepreneurship, right? We help individuals learn how to position themselves to succeed no matter what industry they're in. We help individuals position themselves to start, to be able to grow, and to be able to expand their businesses. We also work with several different industries and help them multiply their revenues by actually partnering with us. And we do a pretty good job. In fact, we're a part of some very notable organizations, from the Direct Selling Association to the National Small Business Association. And also we're an accredited business with the Better Business Bureau. Okay, we actually have an A+ rating. We've actually started with that rating and maintained it over the years. So it's important to understand that a company, if they're not doing the right thing, they won't be associated with these organizations. If they're not doing the right thing, they won't be associated with a different chamber of commerce. With us, well, we're associated with the local chamber of commerce right here in Conyers, in Rockdale County in Georgia. And also we're part of the Atlanta Black Chambers, right? Which is created, in obviously Atlanta, Georgia, and then also the Georgia Chamber. And being a part of the National Small Business Association, right? You could only, you can only recognize that we're out here doing the right thing and helping businesses across this country. A little bit of information about me, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this subject, but only to cover this to show you the credibility that further stands behind us and what we're doing. Look, I come from very humble beginnings. So if you're looking at this presentation right now, if you're listening to me, you got to understand, I grew up in a couple of different housing projects on the south side of Atlanta in a single parent home. So statistically, I was already counted out. I was starting behind, right? But by the grace of God, I was able to meet some great people. I was able to be exposed to some great information. I was able to start studying, put in some work, had a good team around me, and be blessed to totally transform my life financially and also from a business standpoint. In fact, I actually wrote a book about it, right? It's called The Plan, okay? Where it's giving individuals a blueprint of how to be able to go from where they are now to living a life of their wildest dreams, right? No matter where they come from. Also an autobiography called The Fatherless Father. You can put any of those books up on my website or actually Amazon. But the reality is we're out here changing lives. We're not just focused on making money. But let's talk a little bit about some of the success that I've been blessed to have. A 4.0 GPA in one of the nation's top MBA programs. I was also selected to the #1 business honor society in the world, Beta Gamma Sigma. And many of the Fortune 500 CEOs are part of this same business honor society. Forbes.com actually has me as an industry expert, and I write for Forbes in the world of business credit and business funding and also fintech. If you Google my name and Forbes.com, you'll see several articles that come up. I'm also a member of the Forbes Business Council as well. The marquee who's in America has actually recognized me since 2021 in business and finance. Also, the National Small Business Association. We're not only a part of the association, but I actually sat on the Leadership Council out of Washington, D.C., and we advocate for small businesses across the country. And I believe one of my most impressive honors that I've received is they gave me my own date in McDonough, Georgia. Okay, so Mr. Reco McCambry Day is on January 19th each and every year. The same city where I would walk to school at times, the same city where my mom and I lived paycheck to paycheck, and we weren't able to figure a lot of things out earlier in life, and I was able to succeed, and now I give back a lot to that community. And in addition to that, in 2022, I got the Innovator of the Year Award from Bank Customer Experience Summit, also the Outstanding Leadership Award from Money 2.0. And in 2023, Kennesaw State University at Coles College of Business, they named me Graduate of the Last Decade. And I don't know if you know it, but decade is like the last 10 years, right? So, man, I was super honored and humbled, by that recognition as well. And another thing from a company perspective is we've been named one of the fastest growing companies in America in 2021, 2022, and 2023. And we just got notified not too long ago that we're in the running for it to happen in 2024 also. So listen, we're very blessed to be in this position that we're in, but I just want you to get excited about the possibilities for you. See, because if it weren't for a lot of this information I'm about to share with you, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish a lot of these things, right? So, it's about being able to have a combination of things in place to help you succeed, and building credit, and, making sure you have a team of people behind you to help you succeed. That's really the foundation you need to succeed. In fact, you can go on our website and see more information to get more validation of what we're doing out here in the marketplace and how we've been featured on all of these third-party websites. So it's not just something I'm saying. You can actually see it for yourself. In fact, on our website, there's a video that I'll play for you real quick where we're getting a shout out from Damon John, who's one of the sharks on Shark Tank.
What's up? It's Shark here, Damon John, and I want to congratulate my fellow sharks, Reco, Hazik, Shanae, and all the affiliates nationwide. And I want to tell you congratulations for Novae and for making the Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing companies in America out of more than 7 million. In fact, you are just getting started. So I want to make sure that I congratulate you because that's what I call display of power. Be very proud of your accomplishments. Many more to come. Thank you for being fellow sharks. Thank you for testing yourself. And this is only the beginning. All the best. Peace.
Yeah, Damon John is a really cool guy, not just on TV, right? But he has an incredible story of resilience and courage, tenacity, and just, becoming a major success story, and he can inspire us all. So I wanted to be able to share that. So, you can see the credibility that stand behind what we do, right? So it's not just about another pitch of a product or service, but also it's about you being able to understand how successful we've been able to become behind what we're teaching, and also how we can help you become successful as well. So let's talk about some of the business funding types you're going to be able to see out here in the industry. We're blessed and fortunate to have 9 different business funding types. Most brokerages you're going to go to, or most companies that's partnered with lenders, they only have a handful, right? Some even maybe 1 or 2, so you have the option of being able to choose among all these different funding types. But I really wanted to break down the difference between these. So even if you find another company that offers a particular type of service or product, you'll know which one that you should go with. Now, first, we want to take a look at the business cash advance. Business cash advance is also known as merchant cash advance. This is probably the quickest type of funding that you can get approved for, but it's also the most expensive type of funding. What do I mean? That means you're going to pay back more interest on this type of funding than probably any other loan you could get for your business. And also, the trick is they don't even call it interest rates. They call it a factor rate because typically they're so high. They can go north of 30, 40, 50, 60% in interest, and they're paid back in short periods of time. And typically they want you to pay them back with daily payments. If you get lucky, it might be a weekly payment. But it's important to understand that if you can stay away from this type of funding, it's better to stay away from it. Sometimes it's the only option you have. And if you really need the money to be able to make some things happen, you have to take it. But if you do take it, make sure you're going to be able to turn that money around quickly, or you may find yourself in a bit of a pickle. Okay. And that's a metaphor for a tough situation financially. Okay. But with business cash advances, you can have a pretty low credit score. All you got to have is some time in business. In fact, we have some new lenders that'll actually take it all the way down to a minimum of 3 months in business, right? And you have it around $4,000 to $5,000 a month in monthly revenue, and you can get tons of money depending on your revenue situation, depending on your credit. But again, it's very expensive money. So we do offer it, and we recommend other types if you have the credit to be able to get other types, if you have the revenues. But if you really need it, you do have access to it with our company and many other companies out there. Also, most businesses want to get term loans, right? They want to be able to get loans where they have terms they can go out for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. And that exists. Also lines of credit that exists strictly in your business's name. However, you're going to have a minimum time of business, 2+ years. And typically the way they confirm that is they want your last 2 years of tax returns, and they have to be sequential from the last year, and back. So it's important to understand that in order for you to get qualified for those types of loans, you got to have not only the time in business, but also the tax returns. Also, you really got to be making some serious money. I mean, at least $250,000, in revenues you have to be earning. But you can get a lot of money if you're qualified, if you have the credit, and if you have those other qualifications, up to millions of dollars in funding. The fourth type of funding that you could get from us or anybody else that offer these types of funding is invoice factoring. And the way invoice factoring works, if you own a business and you actually invoice your clients, right, or whoever your customers are, and they have a period of time to actually pay you from that invoice, over time, those invoices can build up value. And you can actually sell those invoices to a particular lender for less than what they are. That's how they make money, right? And you can get your money up front right away. Okay. So your credit doesn't have to be that good, but you actually have to be earning some serious revenue. That tells the lender that you know what you're doing, right? If they can see that people are actually paying you for the other invoices, so they know they're going to get their money. Then you have business startup funding. With business startup funding, this is reserved for individuals that don't have any time in business. In fact, or you just might have been in business for a short period of time, or maybe you haven't started generating revenue yet, or you don't have any of those things, but you have great credit. Okay. With business startup funding, which most brokerage houses, by the way, don't offer this, typically you really can't find this in the business funding category. And also because we're leveraging your personal credit score to be able to get you access to funds. And the reality is this: you can have no time in business, you can have no business revenues, and you could also have no documented income. But if you got a great credit score, we probably can get you some business credit cards or personal credit cards to help you leverage to start growing your business. Okay. And the fact is, if you do have documented income, we can actually get you more money in loans and things of that nature to start your business. You know, so you can get anywhere from 150 up to $250,000 just basically leveraging your personal finances. So that's really exciting because most people don't know where to find that type of funding, but we can help you with that starting today. Also, commercial real estate loans. If you're looking to get a building and you don't want to pay rent to somebody else, but you want to buy the building and maybe rent it out to some other people and you can have your business in a part of that building, we can help you with that. Also, if you're looking to invest in the real estate, do rental property, flip, we can help you with that, right? So there are a lot of shops out there that don't offer that, but we do. Also, equipment financing. With equipment financing, you might want to finance a piece of equipment that's going to help you build your business, right? And it could be anything from a 3D printer, you know, to something that helps you make, you know, products that you're selling, whatever the case may be. You can actually finance that just like you finance vehicles that you drive, except this is for your business. Credit score has to be really good. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of monthly revenue, but they do want to take a look at your bank statements and you can get millions of dollars depending on your financial profile. Rapid SBA loans. Many people don't know about those, but when it comes to the SBA, people typically have to wait in between 4 up to 8 weeks, sometimes longer, to get approved for an SBA loan. The thing about our relationship with these banks is we have rapid SBA loans where you can get approved and funded anywhere between 3 to 10 business days. Okay. Now you do have to have excellent credit. You should have been in business for a while. They may ask for even up to 3 years of tax returns. And you got to be doing, you know, more than 6 figures in terms of your monthly revenue. Now the range actually tops out right now at 150,000, but sometimes that changes. The bottom line is you can get an SBA loan with terms up to 10 years on this rapid SBA. So that's an option that you have available for you, depending on your financial profile and where you are. Lastly, you got CDFI loans, Community Development Financial Institutions. These are traditionally for individuals that have businesses in underserved communities. And also they're reserved for business owners of color, okay, low income business owners, and also women, sometimes veterans. All right. So with this, your credit score could be a little bit lower, right? Man, but my allergies have really been bothering me. It's in the springtime when I'm shooting this video, right? You know, so I'm fine, but my allergies have really been bothering me. Okay. So you can have a low credit score, been in business for a shorter period of time, but you do have to be earning money to be able to qualify because they want to know that you can actually pay it back. And the funding range goes up to around $100,000. So all of these are different types of funding types that you have available to you in different places. Novae just happens to have one platform where you have access to them all. Also, people want to know about business grants. With a business grant, this is money awarded to businesses that are in need. And, you know, it's not just given to anyone, right? You have to qualify based upon the story that you're telling. And also, they need to see that you are a credible business. See, unlike loans, grants don't have to be paid back. There's no interest attached to it. It's just money that's given to you, but you have to be awarded the grant. Okay. So it's important to be able to set yourself up accordingly. So when you apply for grants, you'll be able to receive them. There are many different types of grants, from your government grants to grants for veterans, grants for women, grants for immigrants and minorities, and also grants for nonprofits. All right. So what I'm about to show you real quick before I jump into this information, right, is where to access the information on these free grants. Now, it's important for you to understand that you having access to the grants and you being able to get the grant are two different things. We're going to give you access to the grants where you can be able to see what's available for your business. And then I'm going to show you how to structure your business. So when you apply for the grant, you're going to improve your chances of actually getting the grant. And not only are you going to improve your chances of getting the grant, you're also going to improve your chances of getting funded as well, because doing this helps you get grants and it also helps you build your business credit, which helps you get funded. Can somebody say win-win situation? That's exactly what this is. Now, we were actually featured on ffnews.com, that's fintechfinancenews.com, as the first Black-owned fintech that actually launched a free grant search platform. All right, so you could Google this for yourself, go to the site, put in our name, and you'll actually see the whole article. This article was also on essence.com. Everybody familiar with Essence Magazine, also blackenterprise.com, also yahoofinance.com. All of them featured this story when we launched now almost less than a couple of years ago, this free grant search platform. Now, if you go to our website, novaemoney.com, which many of you are probably here right now watching this free access to capital video, at the top where it says small business, if you click the drop down, there's a link that says grants and government loans. Okay, now don't do this until this whole thing is over with and you got everything else set up, but I'm just showing you where it is. Once you click there, it's going to take you to a page and it's going to ask you to start entering your information about your business. After you enter that information for your business, it's literally going to show you the grants that's available for your business. It's going to show you tax credits that's available for your business. It's going to show you government loans that's available for your business. It's also going to show you government guarantees that's available for your business. All right. So it's exciting to know that now you have a team, a company that's going to support you. This is totally free. All right. It's no money for this whatsoever. Now, we're not writing the grant for you. We're not submitting the grant for you. All we're doing is giving you access to see all the grants that's available for you. And this is completely free. But what we're all going to do if we're working with you is help you set up your business credibility. So when you apply for these grants, when the grants are written, you're more likely to be able to get accepted and granted the grant because they see you are a legitimate business. All right. So let's talk about business credit. And let's talk about why it's important to set up your business credit that's going to help you get the grants and it's going to help you get the funding, and what has been a critical part of the success that we've been able to gain in this industry. At the time of me shooting this video, we've actually gone into our 10th year of business. And granted, we've grown a lot. I mean, we got a huge office here in Conyers, Georgia, on the top floor of an office building. You can see the trees behind me. Right, and I got a nice corner office. But when I started the business, it was started from my dining room table. We didn't even have an office yet. We didn't have a customer service team yet, right? We didn't have a lot of the things we have today, but we were able to grow there because of something called capacity. So I want you to jot that down in your notes, capacity, and I want you to underline and circle it, because the goal in business is to grow your capacity so you have the money you need at any time to invest into your plan to grow and continue to grow your business. And that's what business credit does. It provides you more capacity. Business credit is the credit that is obtained in a business name, not credit in your personal name. That's you as a person. But guess what? Your business is an entity too. And that's why it needs its own credit. See, with business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and score under its EIN number. That's your employer identification number. This credit is in the business's name and based on the business's ability to pay, not your ability to pay, but your business's ability to pay. See, business credit is the only solution for you, regardless of what we call the 3 C's: cash flow, collateral, or consumer credit quality. See, traditionally, if you want to be able to get money, if you want to be able to get credit cards, if you want to be able to get a line of credit, they're going to ask you about your cash flow. They're going to ask you about what you can put up for the loan, like a house, or they're going to want to look at your personal credit. And when you start building business credit effectively, they don't look at those things. They can just judge your business credit. They can just judge your business revenues and not any of these things that's associated with you personally. Also, this means that any business can obtain it, even nonprofits and even startups. You don't have to wait until you're in business for 2 years to start building business credit. If you're a nonprofit, you don't have to be for profit just to build business credit. You can do that as a nonprofit as well. So the thing that makes business credit so great is it actually multiplies your borrowing ability, right? With personal credit, you only can borrow so much. But with business credit, it could even up to triple or quadruple your borrowing ability, which means that you start edging out the competition, right? Because of all the capacity that you have now. And business credit makes you more lendable. See, because the banker is not looking at you as an individual as the risk. Because if you built a solid business credit profile, they see you're legitimate and going to be around for years to come. They're going to be more likely to lend you money. All right. Now, if you've been in business for a while, even if you have not intentionally built business credit, you probably already got a business credit score because these credit reporting agencies have picked up on your business by way of you filing taxes, by way of you doing business with vendors that report, but you just haven't been doing it on a consistent basis. And what happens is you have a failing score because you haven't been intentional on building positive business credit. So the goal is for you to start intentionally building business credit. And even with adding one account, let's say a starter vendor account to your business credit profile, it starts making your score go up right away. After the first month, you have somebody going from the 20 or 30s all the way up to the 90s because of just adding a net 30 trade line. And then as you start adding more and more trade lines, your business credit score starts to increase more and more, positioning you to get the money you need. Now, speaking of increasing your business credit scores, right? Most people try to look at, well, how can I get an additional credit profile? Now, some of you may have heard of the term CPN. And all that is a way for you to get a number that's not your social security number. However, trade lines can be attached to it. And they'll sell you on the idea that you can go out here and get business financing or personal financing under that number that's called a CPN. Ladies and gentlemen, we call this fraud. Okay. And you don't want to be caught up in that. In fact, they're actually prosecuting people that sell CPNs and they prosecute people that buy CPNs. What you want to do in a legitimate manner is get you an EIN and a business and start building legitimate business credit under that EIN. It's legal to do so. So you can have two credit profiles, one for your business and one for you personally. The cool thing is the more businesses you own, the more credit profiles you can own. And you can build credit profiles for all those businesses. So it's important to put those kinds of things in place so you can make sure that the finances and your credit are totally separate. And these things can be established fast. I mean, I want you to think about the fact of being able to get started, and we're giving you the framework. You can go as slow or as fast as you like. So the thing that you need to get excited about is the fact of 90 to 120 days, your business could look totally different. Your personal finances could look totally different, okay? Simply because you started separating your personal finances and your business finances from each other. You're separating your personal credit and your business credit from each other. See, business credit scores are only based off one factor, and that's paying on time. If you pay your business credit bills on time, then that's going to make you have a great business credit score. Unlike personal credit, where there's multiple factors. I mean, look, you got not only payment history, you got utilization, you got length of credit history, you got accumulation of new credit mix. There's all these variables that go into building a healthy personal credit score. Okay. And personally, I believe that that's done for a reason, right? I mean, our society doesn't want everyone having great personal credit scores because then the banks wouldn't make as much money. Federal Reserve wouldn't make as much money. Well, the reality is it is what it is. You heard the term, don't hate the player, hate the game. I say don't hate the game either. I say learn the game. See, because in this country, if you can literally build a great personal credit score, but then build a business credit score, put everything on your business credit, it's for your business, but still be able to live a great personal life financially because that's separated, then why not understand that like I'm teaching you today and go out and be successful? Instead of getting mad at the system, just learn the system and leverage the system. That's exactly what we're teaching you here. Now, with business credit, you have something called a paydex score. And the goal is to get in the range of 80 to 100. The later you pay your bills ongoing, the lower that score is going to be. But the target range is between 80 to 100. Just like with personal credit, you have a FICO score, and that goes up to 850. And of course, the target range is in between 700 to 850, right? So it's important for you to be able to know the difference. Now, once you build business credit, that means no more PG, okay? That's personal guarantee on some accounts. And then eventually, once you have a solid business credit score, you won't need the PG on any of those accounts. And this is perfect for startups. Like I was saying earlier, you could even just have an idea right now. Start building business credit, right? And getting your EIN, getting the rest of the things you need. And then over the course of 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 months, now you can start getting funding based on the business credit score that you built, even though you're just a startup. Next, you have what we call competitive advantage. And I really want to paint a scenario for you very quickly so you can clearly understand how important it is to develop capacity. Now, let's say you got two guys, one guy by the name of John and one guy by the name of Joe, right? And John is a great guy. Everybody loves John. John loves the Lord. He takes care of his community. He's always giving back, right? But John doesn't have that much capacity because John doesn't have business credit. In fact, he's built a lot of his business off his personal credit. He has a car washing business. He has one van. He has one guy that works for him that only shows up half the time because he doesn't pay him that much. And John can only wash so many cars. So that means since he's limited on his capacity, he's limited on the amount of money he can earn. No matter how much people love him, no matter how much he gives back, no matter how much he loves the Lord, he's limited on how much money he can earn. Now, let's say the guy over here, Joe, nobody likes him. Bad attitude, bad relationships. His wife doesn't like him. His kids doesn't like him. Even the dog doesn't like him. Okay. But the thing about Joe is Joe has capacity. Joe has business credit, right? Joe has enough capacity where he has over 20 vans. He has 40 employees. He can put money into marketing. He pays everyone well. And everybody in town uses his mobile car wash business. Now, the vast majority of people doesn't even know Joe owns the joint because everybody else is working. But Joe is rich because Joe has capacity. He has capacity to get the vans. He has capacity to get the employees. He has capacity for the marketing. That means he's making way more money, but John is a better person. See, it's important for you to understand that just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're going to succeed in business. Now, granted, you might go to heaven, right? And hopefully that's for all of us. But at the end of the day, if you want to be able to have a little bit of heaven on earth, if you want to be able to live a good life, you got to be able to have capacity. You got to be able to compete on a high level with other people. See, because if John had capacity, if John was building business credit, over the course of time, he would take all of the business because not only is he a good person, but he also can serve all the clients because he had a capacity. Meanwhile, Joe is out here making things happen. Nobody even likes him, but Joe has business credit. So it's important for you to be able to have business credit, for you to build capacity so you can have that competitive advantage. And I'm not just telling you you should build business credit just because that's something we sell, right? Just because that's something that we educate on. But all successful businesses build business credit. In fact, if you look at Pilot Travel Centers, which is kind of like a truck stop, obviously, for truckers that they provide gas, food, all that kind of thing all across the country. They out of Tennessee. They got over 150 trade lines on their business credit report, which, by the way, you could also see these business credit reports too. If you went to Experian Business and bought one of these executive accounts, it's a couple of $1,000s, but at least you could actually see what I'm talking about, right? But it reflects all the trade lines that are on these different companies' accounts. Publix, over 170 trade line accounts. right? Very popular supermarket franchise, supermarket, company in the Southeast. Also, Dell Computer. Most of you heard of Dell, over 80 trade lines. Microsoft Corporation. Of course, Bill Gates, one of the richest men for, last decades. Over 130 trade lines of business credit. Facebook, now known as Meta, okay, over 40 trade lines. Apple, okay, Apple, trillion-dollar company, almost 140 trade lines. And then lastly, everybody heard of Walmart, right? I mean, we're talking about a mega retail giant. In fact, a lot of their customers obviously pay in cash. So they're like cash rich. But check this out. 80% of their their cash injection comes from business credit. That means 80% of what you see when you walk in their stores are purchased on business credit. Then they take the money in, pay off the business credit, and continue that cycle. So they take their profits of cash and put that into things that actually make them more money, right? Because business credit paid on net 15, net 30, net 45 turns, they're actually utilizing money for free to make more money and actually putting the money they're making in a higher yield investments. See, this is how the rich get richer. And this is what you do when you position yourself to start building business credit. Well, how do we do it? Let's talk about building business credibility. And that's step number one, right? Setting up your business credibly. So these 10 steps not only is going to help you build business credit, but it also is going to help you when it comes to applying for grants, because they like to see that you have a credible business. That's a part of the review process. So we're talking about you're going to be more than 60, 70% of the way there if you have all these things already in place. Number one is making sure you have a true entity. Now, let's say, for example, you can cook really well and you sell barbecue on the weekends. You got a big pit grill, you sit it out at the corner of your house on a major road, you put out a sign, and man, you sell hundreds of dollars of barbecue on the weekends. People coming by, they cash apping you, they're giving you cash. You just keep the money and spend it, or you put it into your personal account. That's not a business, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hustle. See, if you want to start building something that's going to be able to expand, it has to be an entity. It has to be something on its own. So that means you need to set this thing up and start taking money into that business's name, into a business bank account. You got to be able to register the name of the business in a state, and then you become legit. Okay. JJ's Barbecue LLC in the state of Georgia. Now you're legit. Now you have an entity. Now you can start building business credibility with JJ's Barbecue. Next thing you want to do is get a business address. I know you're saying, Reco, I don't have the money to go out here and get an office, right? I didn't tell you to go get an office. I told you to get the business address. In fact, they have things called virtual business addresses that you can actually set up that looks like you're at a business office, right? And you have a suite there, but it's a virtual address, and you only have to pay a few dollars a month, and you're solidified. So I encourage you to check into that, and we also have that in our portal with vendors that actually help you sign up for that. But it looks like you're at a location and you're not at home. Makes you more credible. Number three is a business phone number. You may say, well, Reco, I just put down my cell phone number. Your cell phone number is not a business phone number. It's a personal cell phone number. Okay. What you need to do is have a business phone number, again, like a virtual phone number, and they sell these as well, along with business addresses that looks like it's a landline at a particular business, and it can ring to your cell phone. All right. But the bottom line is it's registered as a business number under your business's name. Number four is an email and a website that's connected to your business. Okay. Like a lot of people say, well, I don't have a website. Well, that again is going to put you behind when it comes to competing with other people who are trying to get funding or competing with other people who are trying to get grants. See, if you go to a website like GoDaddy.com and buy a domain for $10, typically they give out like free website templates, something that you could set up in like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and then you got a legit website on that domain. For another $10, you can get an email address on that domain. You can have jjsbarbecue.com, okay, and then you got an email address is, jj@jjsbarbecue.com. or support@jjsbarbecue.com. That's what we call professionalism. Now, what happens if you fill out a loan application or you submit to get a grant and it's jjholleratyourboy@yahoo.com? That's what we call unprofessionalism, right? That's when you say, well, I don't have a website, right? But I'm working on it. And they think, okay, well, when you get your website up, come back and talk to us. You want to have it all up front, right? So that's a part of your business credibility. Then you want to make sure you have an EIN number. Just like your personal credit is built on your social security number, you want to register with the IRS at irs.gov and get an EIN number, completely free. Now, everything is tracked under that EIN, okay? And you start building business credit. And then also, depending on what you're selling, you might need licenses, other documentation to make sure you're legit. Now, in some states, depending on what you're selling, again, you got to have a license. Some people are here operating illegally, right? Now, we have an option on our website that actually tells you if you need licensing or not for your business. And guess what? It's free for you to find that out. All right, so make sure you check that out, because depending on what you're selling, you may be operating illegally. And then you need a business bank account. Say, Reco, well, I put everything in my personal bank account. Well, that's not good, okay? Because they're going to ask for bank statements when you want to get different types of funding. Sometimes they may ask for bank statements if you're trying to get grants to try to solidify, the amount of income that you're already earning, to see if you can manage the grant well for them to give you the money. So they want to make sure you're credible. So this is a part of that credibility process, is you separating your business transactions from your personal transactions by having a business bank account. You can't apply for business funding giving them personal bank statements. They will decline your application quickly. Then you want to make sure you're registered with the 411 National Directory listing. It's incredibly important for you to be able to do this. Most people never are able to start building a business credit profile effectively because they don't do this, because they don't know. This is one of the cheat codes in order to make sure you do and build business credit quickly and efficiently, is making sure you're registered with the 411 National Directory listing. Most people obviously don't even know where to find it, but we can help you with that. And number 9 is to have business listing congruency. Well, how does business listing congruency works? That just means making sure all your information is congruent among all these registrations and enrollments. All right. So when you set up your business registration, when you set up your EIN number, you set up your bank account, your website, your email, all those things need to make sure they have the same exact information. So there's not any issues when you go into the system of these applications and the algorithms that's going to hold you back from gaining approval, because there are conflicts with your information across the board. And the final step in building business credibility is making sure you get set up with the business credit reporting agencies. So you got the personal credit reporting agencies, which is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Well, the business credit reporting agencies, the major 3, are Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax Business, and Experian Business. Those are the 3 you need to get set up with. All right, that's your 10th step. And in fact, that takes us to the second step, okay, of the 7 you need to successfully build business credit, is setting up your credit reporting agencies with your business. Like I said again, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. And there are more, and you can set those up, but those are the top 3. And you're going to have several different scores you'll see initially when you set them up, and most of them, or if not all, are going to be low. But the reason why we're setting this up now is to make sure when we start setting up these accounts with vendors and creditors, everything's going to start reporting. Step number 3 is building vendor credit. Now, building business credit, you do that effectively through 4 tiers. If you try to skip the tiers without having credit in the previous tiers, then you're going to get denied. Okay. Now there's a hack for that. But before I talk about that hack, let's talk about the tiers. And we start off with vendor credit. Now, vendor credit is when you get credit with a company that's going to give you net terms. Net 10, net 15, net 30 are all different terms. Okay. So that means they're going to give you 10 days to pay off whatever you bought, 14 days to pay off whatever you bought, 30 days to pay off whatever you bought. That's net terms. You can find a ton of different companies out there to give you net terms on the business side. But check this out. 97% of them do not report to business reporting agencies. So how do you solve that? Well, you solve that by finding the ones that do. Now, granted, that can take you a long time, and we understand that, but that's a part of our value proposition with our business credit finance suite portal is we can compile several vendors that already do report and also ones that will approve you up front without any business credit history. So it makes your job easier. Now, granted, could you find them on your own? Yeah, but it'll probably take you a while. And that's okay too if you got a lot of time. These are what we call starter vendors. And these are ones that will approve you if you have no credit history, no score, no trade lines right now. You got to have 3 of these accounts reporting before you can go to the next tier, which is revolving store credit. So this is what I'm going to do. Since you're here with me today, I'm going to give you your first 3 that you could do on your own. Okay. And these 3 do report. Quill office supplies. Okay. You can just Google this and sign up for an account. And it'll start reporting in the next month if you buy something. Obviously, Uline shipping supplies also reports, and also Granger. So these are 3. Okay. You can get through your first tier just by actually signing up for these. And on Dun and Bradstreet, they start reporting. You now have established a business credit score, and you're now ready to go to the next tier. Now, some people want to move quickly and don't have to worry about trying to do everything themselves. There are 2 alternatives versus just starting with vendor accounts. If you get started with a business credit building program, many different ones out there, right? I feel like we offer one of the best. We actually have an advisor team that's going to work with you to make these things happen quickly so you don't have to worry about doing it yourself, right? And a portal where you're going to be able to see all of these different creditors and what the criteria is for you to get approved right away. Or if you have great personal credit, you can qualify for what we call UBF. It's unsecured business funding. Well, we can get you funded up to $250,000, and a lot of these terms are at 0% for 6 to 18 months. Now that's exciting. Now there's a success fee associated with this, but the bottom line is most people are not able to get access to these types of funds with no business revenue, with no time in business, and also if you don't have documented income, you don't have a shot. But you do here with the options that we have. And, we start approving people, well, not we, but the banks that we're partnered with, start approving people as low as 680 credit score. And if you got people that need to co-sign for you to be able to make that happen, that will work also. Now, what happens here is we're going to leverage your personal credit scores to be able to get you approved for some business credit cards, business lines of credit, business term loans. All right, so you're going to be personally guaranteeing it with your personal credit. What happens after you start building a history with these lenders, right, and this starts reporting to your business credit, sooner or later, you'll be able to start getting business funding directly under your business's name because of the history you have with these companies. So if you got great credit, this is the way to get to the money faster than going through these tiers. But let's keep going with what you need to do through the tiers if you're not in this credit situation. And by the way, you still want to do both, but you can, fast track it if you have great personal credit. Step 4 is to monitor your reports. After we set up the vendor credit, right, and we're paying them, now what we're looking for is to make sure that they all are reporting to the different business credit reporting agencies. Now, they have business credit monitoring companies out there where you could see it on Dun & Bradstreet, or you could see it on Experian here, or you could see it on Equifax there. We have a portal where you can see it on multiple. We have one portal where you can see multiple credit reporting agencies inside that portal. So that's exciting to know if you were to work with us. But again, you can do it yourself and kind of split it up on different portals. Step number 5 is to get department store credit. After you got 3 trade lines reporting on the last one, what you want to do now is you want to start applying for revolving store credit like Amazon, Best Buy, Staples, Office Depot. Now, some of these companies have a time and business requirement. That's another reason why you want to go to them for credit before you secure. You want to finish up your vendor credit ones before you start going to these so you can show established credit history. After you get 3 established there, then you want to go to fleet credit. Okay, that's the 3rd tier. Now, you probably saw videos on TikTok or Instagram where people are driving things like G-Wagons or Hummers or whatever the case may be, and they're saying they got it in their business's name. Well, the way they were able to do that is because of fleet credit. See, because of this type of credit, you can start getting gas cards. You can start getting cards that'll allow you to get repairs and to maintain your vehicle and start using your business name to purchase vehicles. After you get 3 accounts there, then what you do is you're passing on to cash credit. And that's where you're able to get Visa, MasterCard, American Express, all under your business name, and then able to get limits ranging from 4, 5, and even 6 figures. The thing I love about this particular credit, like we have an American Express business platinum card that has no limit, right? Strictly under our business's name. And we've been able to do that because we went through this process of building business credit. Now, imagine having 6 figures in expenses every month. You put them on one card, you pay that card off every month, and now you develop enough points to go on 2 or 3 exotic international vacations a year. Well, that's exactly what happens for us. I mean, I'm blessed and fortunate. Me, my wife, my kids, we're able to enjoy the benefit of taking free, luxurious vacations. We're going into Jamaica this summertime, sitting in first class, all of us, staying at one of the best resorts in Jamaica for free because of the points we generate off the money we spend from our American Express. We don't pay any interest on the money that we borrow from American Express, and we're constantly building business credit as we're doing it. It's a win-win situation, right? And that's what you do when you put yourself on track to do exactly what I've been teaching you here. Because we wouldn't be able to not only enjoy the benefits of having the capacity we need to grow, but think about the lifestyle we live because of this. And that's all because we started at tier 1. We started at building our business credibility, and thank God, here we are. So the question I have for you is, what's your process? What are you doing? What are you working on? Right? Are you going to be like John, kind of doing it your way and being Mr. Nice Guy and suffering, right? You can't even take care of others because you can't financially take care of yourself. Or you're going to be like John, you still want to help people, but you have business practices like Joe, and you're able to build capacity because you have business credit and you're going out here to succeed in a major way. See, when you get the cash credit, now you completely keep your social security number off most applications, and you're able to just apply under your business's name and EIN number and get the credit that you need to be able to succeed. So it's time to take action. Most people say, hey, look, can I do it on my own? Absolutely. There's a ton of resources online, but it's going to take you a lot of time to compile everything to be able to make it happen yourself. But you're certainly welcome to try, right? A lot of people do all the time. But you can get net 30 accounts starting today. I already showed you 3 to go after, 60 to 90 days or less to get cash funded on unsecured lines of credit, especially for individuals that got good credit already. But I've seen people fully build out their business credit profiles in less than 6 months, right? If they follow the steps that we're giving them and our advisor team that's coaching you along the way. So let's talk about the value of our program that we're here to offer you. If you're on the website, you already see the pricing. Why is it special? Why is it something that you should be excited about? You can get debt elimination software and a budgeting tool anywhere, right? It's going to be a few $100s. That's included in our program. Free access to experienced smart business monitoring data. That's included in our program. You can get it from them, but you'll obviously be paying for it. Also, personal credit restoration. We have an AI software that literally is going to scan your personal credit reports, show you the problems, and actually generate letters, right? Based off machine learning, which actually help other people improve their credit scores. They help spit out letters that you can personally mail off to start working on your personal credit. That's included in our program, right? So we're not only helping you with your business credit, we're also helping with your personal credit. Also direct access to lending sources in specific tiers. So we talked about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. We talked about you being able to have access to lenders and creditors that's going to report to the bureaus. That's what our portal is done for, right? Having that in there. Also, personal business coaching and advisement. So you're not just getting started. We give you this portal and saying go to work. We actually have a team of individuals that gets on the phone with you and welcomes you to the team, welcomes you and talks to you about your situation, what your goals are, and starts directing you into exactly what to do based upon your situation to get to the end result you're looking for. And they do this for each and every business, not just on a welcome call, but ongoing. We're going to continue to work with you. And I'm going to tell you about that guarantee here shortly. And then if you look at how we have everything set up in the business credit finance suite, that's a few $1,000s within itself, in addition to the other value. And also, if you have business credit, that's not so good already, you need restoration, you need more education. That's a few $1,000s that we're including as well. But the bottom line is this system is valued over $10,000. But the cool thing is it's less than $2,500 starting with Novae. $2,495. But the bottom line is the success of your business is priceless. We're going to talk about a guarantee here shortly that we're offering, but it's important for you to understand that you can't just look at the cost of something that's going to help you get way more than you're potentially temporarily giving up. If you utilize it, if you follow the steps, if you get on the phone with your advisor, just like in your business, if you actually work it, if you do what's necessary to get better, then you'll succeed. But you can look at the possibility of earning tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars or transforming lives. I believe the success of your business is priceless. But for less than $2,500, you gain a team, and you also gain technology and information to have you on your way. See, this is what the portal looks like when you get started. You see checks right here on everything because this is our actual portal. We actually went through this technology ourselves and made sure we built business credit, so we're not selling something that we haven't done ourselves. Yours will have these checks. They won't be green, they'll be brown, and then the steps on the side, the same thing. But just how I taught you in this webinar, you're going to go through these same exact steps, but they're going to be broken down. Like you see here, step one, your fundability foundation is going to go through all those things for you to build your credibility, right, of your business. And in each session, not only does it give you the title, but it's going to give you a video explaining it and also information broken down. And also, when you talk to your advisor, they'll be able to talk to you about these different sections if you have questions, or to give you instructions to make sure you get through them successfully. In addition to that, step number 2, we talked about establishing your business credit reports. As you can see in the portal, it shows you exactly where we're going to do that with who. So you click on those things, you'll be able to get registered with the business credit reporting agencies so you can establish those reports all in one place. Then step 3, you're going to start building up tier 1. We talked about that. We talked about establishing 3 trade accounts, and you're going to be able to see in there multiple vendors you're going to be able to apply for that reports to the business credit reporting agencies. So you'll be able to get on track to building that business credit through tier 1. Now, and then after that, after you select those and you have that going, then it's going to open up tier 4, this step 4, because your steps don't open up until you actually complete the prior step. Okay, you can't go forward until you finish all your prerequisites. After you do step 3 and you complete that, now it's going to open up to 4. Now you're going to be able to monitor your business credit reports to see everything that's reporting to the business credit reporting agencies. Step 5 is tier 2. We talked about department store credit. Now you're going to be able to see other different vendors, and different creditors that's going to give you credit at tier 2 in order for you to complete. After you get 3 here, then step 6 is going to open up, which is tier 3. We talk about fleet credit. And at fleet credit, after you get those 3 and complete that in their reporting, then the final tier opens up at tier 4. Now you're able to start getting the credit you need under your business name at that particular tier. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is to also encourage you to get excited about the fact that we're giving you a $50,000 funding guarantee. Okay, then that's a collective $50,000 funding guarantee, meaning that you're going to be able to get credit in vendor credit tier. You're going to be able to get credit in a department store credit tier, the fleet credit tier. And as you accumulate funding or credit, right, we're going to continue working with you and telling you exactly what to do and when to do it until you get at least $50,000 in funding for your business. That's our guarantee. All right. Now, obviously, you got to follow the steps. You got to follow the instructions, because if you're not doing anything that we suggest, then obviously it's not going to work. Okay, that's when it will be too good to be true, right? Because people always say, hey, oh, Rico, this sounds great, but it sounds too good to be true. You know, the first thing I always say to people when they say that is, ain't you tired of things sounding too bad to be true? Like, ain't you, aren't you tired of hearing about stuff that don't excite you? Aren't you tired of hearing about stuff that say, well, man, that really doesn't work? Isn't it exciting and refreshing to hear some information that makes sense and also to have a real live example of it working for somebody else, right? But there's still work for you to do. See, what would be too good to be true if I said, you give us $24.95, you do nothing, set back, and you're going to get 50 grand in 2 weeks? That would be too good to be true, right? That means we would sign up everybody in the world if you only had to give $2,500 to get 50,000. There is work involved, but we're telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, and we're here to support you throughout the process until you get the 50 grand collectively that you're looking for. So, hey, I know I talked a lot, but let's hear from a couple of people real quick that are utilizing this platform or have utilized the platform, so you can be excited about it for yourself, right? And if you're watching the video and you don't want to hear the testimonials, or if you want to fast forward through it, you can kind of skip up a little bit, but I encourage you to listen to some of these testimonials to see what it could potentially mean to you as well.
I want to say thank you to the Business Finance Suite team. They were able to help me accomplish what I set out to do, which was build business credit independent of my personal credit. I wanted to separate my personal life from my business, which will give me greater peace of mind. It didn't take very long at all to do this under their guidance and suggestions. Realistically, it took about 6 months in my case. Sometimes I understand it can take less time, but you start by building starter accounts with such companies as Uline or Radio Shack or Quill, in my case, who were able to give me open lines of credit. And I made small purchases of $50 to $100 items that I would normally make in my normal business operations. At the end of 3 months, I had accomplished enough reportings to the 3 major business credit agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, that I was able to get a Paydex rating of 80 from Dun & Bradstreet. That allowed me to then access and apply for credit with larger revolving types of companies. In my case, I got open lines of credit with Macy's, Staples, and with Amazon. At the end of about 6 months, as I said, I had about 10 different trade lines reporting, and that allowed me to then make an application for Visa and MasterCards, $5,000 and $10,000 Visa and MasterCards. There are about 10 or 12 listed in the Business Finance Suite directory, and I was able to get about $55,000 in the form of business credit cards without any personal liability, which of course gives me a peace of mind. I'm definitely going to share this with my clients and show them how easy it is to do. And again, I want to say thanks to the Business Finance Suite team for helping me.
Hey, man, I tell you, that's super exciting. And some of you say, man, God, the quality of these videos is painful, right? But we didn't edit this stuff, right? These are not paid actors. These are not individuals that, we set up some cameras and some lights at some of their houses or our houses. No, we asked them to make videos on their own. Some of them are going to be from cell phones. Some of them are from their computers. And as you can see, the background is like legit somebody's house. Okay. So these are real stories, real people, and we wanted to share this with you. So let's take a listen to Brian, who was able to also get some results in a short period of time.
Hello, my name is Brian. I want to let everyone know that, hey, this is a very, very great product, the Business Credit and Funding Suite. I received great service from my business credit coach, as well as my financial consultant, who walked me through all the funding that my business could get approved for. Awesome product. I was able to obtain my 50K within a matter of 3 to 4 months, and I'm pretty sure that I am going to be sending many clients your way for helping me with the funding that I needed for my business with the business credit suite and funding suite. Thank you very much.
As y'all can see, Brian's really happy about that. The next guy that we're going to show, Steve, he was really focused on the credibility piece, because he was also interested in grants as well. But let's listen to
Hello, I'm Steve Granados, and just wanted to thank the Business Finance Suite for helping me out with my business, and it has really helped me build my business credibility. So I wanted to say thank you for that, and taking me step by step through the process so I can get some funding as well too. So thank you very much.
All right, so that's super exciting. This is Cheryl, and Cheryl actually used to be in the bank lending business. So she knows a lot about how people actually are able to get approved. So it's interesting that she would have signed up to get on our platform, but she just wanted to share a really quick testimony.
My name is Cheryl Reisner with SR Business Resources. I'm located in Shreveport, Louisiana. I was a bank lender in the past, and I thought I knew all about the financing and funding options available for businesses. I even went through the bank loan process when I got ready to purchase an existing business. I found out that the process was very tedious, the paperwork required was extensive, and it took months to complete the whole process. After that experience, I learned that there are a lot of different funding options available for businesses, but most business owners don't know how to get the money. I was very excited to learn about the Business Finance Suite and the process of building business credit for my business, where I could get even more money than I could ever get before. I believe that the Business Finance Suite has opened up possibilities for my business in the future that I never could have imagined, and that every business owner can benefit from owning the Business Finance Suite. It will change the way you do business.
Yeah, I really love Cheryl. She's, certainly a sweet lady, and was kind of skeptical at first, but obviously after she got into it, and just kind of, not relying on her past experience and education, she was pleased to find out that it really worked well. So here's another guy, husband and wife team out of Miami, I believe it was. And he kind of talks about his wife getting started with the program, and she kind of
We are located in Miami, Florida. My wife operates a business here in Miami. Recently, she was able to purchase the Business Finance Suite, and it has helped her a lot since she was able to establish her business credit profile. The good thing about having a business credit profile is that she was able to apply for some business funding without even using her social security number. Believe me, if you are a business owner, you need this program. I'm telling you right now, you need this program because it will help you a lot, and you will stop being personal liable for every credit that you apply for. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Take care.
I love this thing, man, because in those videos, like they ain't scripted, because the guy was gonna say something else, but he forgot like at the end, and he's like, let me go ahead and end this right now. Right. But he's so excited, obviously, that his wife was able to get into the suite. So check it out real quick. Let me show you some options, because I know I talked about it being $24.95 one time, no monthly fees associated with that to us. It's going to include, personal and business credit builder, right? Because we got the AI software that's going to help you on the personal side. We got the advisor team that's going to walk you through everything in the portal with all the access to all the lenders and, the creditors that you're trying to get to build that business credit. And we're going to continue to work with you with that $50,000 guarantee. Now, if $24.95 is too much for you up front, we do have payment plans where you can actually get on a 3-month payment plan or a 6-month payment plan. And with the 3-month payment plan, it's only $900 a month, and you get access after the second payment. Okay, so we don't make you wait until the end, but you need to at least make 2 payments before you get access to the suite. We do let you start on the AI credit builder, with your personal credit right away once you get started with the payment plan. But to gain access to the suite and to gain access to the advisor team, you got to pay at least 2 payments of that 3-month payment plan. Now, if you need it to be a little bit more affordable up front, you can get the 6-month payment plan, which is $500 per month. But you got to make 3 payments to be able to get access to the suite. Now, granted, we allow you to make those payments up front if that's going to help you. Of course, you're still signing an agreement and you got to be able to fulfill it. But if you make 3 payments up front and you just have a subsequent $500 per month payment for the next 3 months, you can do that and gain access right away. Okay, so we just lowering the barriers of entry, so nobody has an excuse to get started. At the end of the day, you watch this video this long because you're serious about changing things, but nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay, we even have an option where if you feel like you want to just go through everything yourself, maybe you feel like you don't need an advisor, you just want access to the portal, you just want access to the creditors and things of that nature, you want access to everything that I showed you, and actually I haven't even showed you. Yeah, I did show you the portal, but you don't need an advisor. Well, we do have an option for you, and it's only $995 one time, so less than $1,000. And this is what we call our business credit finance suite DIY, right? Do it yourself. Okay, for $495 one time, or you can get a payment plan on that as well for $250 a month for 5 months. And we give you access after the second payment. So take a screenshot of this. You can come back and refer to it, or you can call us to ask us some questions, or you can just click the enrollment button and it gives you these options actually inside the enrollment. All right, so no pressure, but at the bottom line is you want to be able to get started on this as soon as possible so you just don't miss out. A couple of more actual testimonies and we'll be ending this thing up. This is Michelle. She had a pretty good story out of California.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm out of Sacramento, California. I was just sitting here and I was going through my business suite and was thinking I should say something to them because this has been a lifesaver on all levels. Just getting my LLC up and running, having advisors there to call when I need them, emailing, and they're actually emailing me back. That's fantastic. Anyway, I just wanted to do a testimonial, let you guys know that, hey, I do appreciate it. I can't wait to see all of my results that I'm going to get. I can already see it right now. So it makes a big difference. I know that I'm gonna be able to grow my business. I know I'm gonna have the money that I need for the things that I need for my business. So that's wonderful. Anyway, thank you.
All right. So really appreciate Michelle for sending that in. We got 2 more and then we're gonna be ending this up. I really like Ed from Texas. He had a zillion questions before he got started, from what I read in the notes. But at the end of the day, it seemed like it really helped him out.
My name is Edward Araujo from El Paso, Texas. I just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you how happy and grateful I am to have found the Business Finance Suite. As a small business owner and having owned small businesses in the past, it was always a challenge getting funding, financing. It would never allow us to grow. Trying to bootstrap these different businesses, we were always limited by the money. And going to banks, trying to get loans, you have to be perfect to be able to get a loan. And we were never able to do that. So we were never able to grow as much as we wanted until we found this option. We've been on this Business Finance Suite for about a month, and it's already made a huge difference. I mean, you're talking about from the very beginning, making sure we were set up right, all the way to getting our trade lines, getting our revolving credit. And now we're looking at getting some funding. I cannot tell you how excited, how happy I am that we found the solution. If I would have found this years ago, who knows where our business could have been right now. If you're having any doubts about the Business Finance Suite, don't. I can guarantee you it works. It's awesome. You will be more than satisfied, and your investment will be well worth it. The only problem you're going to have is that you did not find this sooner. Thank you.
That was an incredible testimony, Ed. We'll end this up with Jim. And Jim actually owns a disability company. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in or what you're doing. If you need more capacity, everybody need to build business credit. So listen to Jim.
Hi, my name is Jim. I'm the owner of Morningstar Disability, which is a disability firm. I'm actually recording this video testimony, as you see here, at my home office. I just want to do a quick video because I just wanted to inform the populace out there how excited we are about the Business Finance Suite, because for all intents and purposes, there's not a lot, and I've done plenty of research, and I'm sure you probably have as well on the internet regarding business credit, how to obtain it, what are the 1, 2, 3 steps of how to get business credit and secure financing, which is so important for a small business such as myself to be able to survive and thrive in today's economy. I'm sure that you can agree with that. And so what's great about it is the fact that you have the support with the team, right? The Finance Suite product is so integral for our business because of the fact that it teaches you how to structure your business properly. There were some things that I was missing. There were some things that I had, but there were some things that I was missing, as well as the credit profiles and things like that to be created, and then vendor trade lines. Like, we would never know what types of what are the criteria that are necessary, the underwriting guidelines for the vendors to be selective, that when we would choose them, that we would be approved versus, you know, something where it would be where it would negatively impact our credit because we're just taking a shot in the dark, right? So I thought that was very, very important. Of course, you know, where are you going to find that? Like, no one's telling you anything about that, right? And so, and then of course, then to be able to get business credit cards in my business name with no personal guarantee, you know, because most of the time they want to get your social security number when you're applying for business credit cards. So this totally separates my personal from my business, which is awesome. And then of course, the major thing is securing financing. You know, we all need financing and working capital. My business sure does and did at the time. And so it's awesome. I'm very excited where I'm at today. I'm very excited in the process. You know, the team is very supportive, right? They're very knowledgeable about business credit and securing the best financial options for you, right? And they go through everything thoroughly. I mean, I just, you know, I couldn't say enough about it. But again, because of the fact that it is exclusive, you don't see it anywhere else on the internet. This put everything, it's like a one-stop shop, put everything all at my fingertips. And with that being said, hey, it allows me to have control, which is what I like, to have full control over the success, you know, the success of my business. And I'm sure that you would agree. So anyway, that's my testimony. Go out and buy your own business finance suite. Thank you.
Yeah, Jim was a funny guy. You know, looking at the notes, you know, they really enjoyed the time talking to him and getting him started. So these are your 3 options, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we're certainly here to help you grow, and we're here to help you get started. That's the reason why we give you so many options in getting started. But at the end of the day, you know, we are your new team. And I can tell you right now, if you want to succeed, you need a team of people. I'm blessed and fortunate, you know, to have an executive team. I'm blessed and fortunate to have a management team over my staff. I'm blessed and fortunate to have staff members. You know, we have independent contractors that work in different places across the country, and we have thousands of independent salespeople to talk to people about this great product and service. But it started with a few people and it's grown, right? And we plan on becoming a multi-billion-dollar corporation one day. But it all started with an initial dream. It started with an idea, right? It started with us being able to have access to information and being able to add just brick by brick. And we've been blessed and fortunate to get to a point of not only having enough to take care of ourselves. We started a nonprofit organization that we give away to the underserved community, and we help educate them and build them up and inspire them. We're blessed and fortunate to pay our people very well, and we live great lifestyles. You know, we just been blessed to be able to put ourselves in a situation where we're a reflection of what could happen. But now we want all that to happen for you too, right? So don't underestimate this time that you spent with me over the last several minutes to hear this information. And we look forward to helping you. We look forward to getting you on track to accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish, whether that's getting your business out to more people, whether that's you living the lifestyle of your dreams, or whether you being able to just make all you can so you could give all you can. With that being said, God bless, and we look forward to helping you take your business to the next level. Have a great day, everyone. And get back with the person that sent you this video so you can start building your business credit and get the access to the capital that you deserve.